The first question is, what are different types of weights in Selenium? So, Selenium provides three main types of weights to handle synchronization. Number one is implicit weight, number two is explicit weight, and we have another weight which is fluent weight. So, let's talk about implicit weight. Implicit weight is basically it waits for a certain time before throwing no such element exception. For example, if we use driver.manage.timeouts.implicitly wait, that is 10 comma time unit dot seconds, so it will be waiting for 10 seconds before throwing no such element exception. Coming to the next wait, which is explicit wait. So explicit wait waits until a specific condition is met. For example, WebDriver wait is equals to new WebDriver wait, and you specify driver comma 10 or 20 seconds, and then we specify wait dot until function, which is expected conditions dot some conditions has to be met. Here it's mentioned dot visibility of element located by dot id, or you can specify whatever element located you want to. Coming to the third wait, which is fluent wait. So fluent wait, it basically waits until a specific condition is met. Now here also it is similar to explicit wait, but what happens basically, there are certain more complex conditions, like as you can see, wait WebDriver wait is equals to new fluent wait. Now there is dot with timeout function, dot polling every function, and also dot ignoring. So it will be waiting for 20 seconds and it will poll every 5 seconds, and in that duration it will ignore some conditions which is mentioned here as no such element exception dot class. Question number 2, how do you handle multiple windows in Selenium? So this is also another important question asked in all Selenium interview questions. So you can answer in this way, like we use get window handles to switch between windows, and if they ask you to specify the code, you can write in this way. So string parent window equals driver.get window handle, because driver.get window handle return type is a string. So after that, what you can specify a set of string which is all windows, and it's basically driver.get window handles. Now you can write of advanced for loop which says for string window till all windows, if win not equal, like window not equals to parent window, then driver dot switch to window, and you can specify that window variable which you have just now declared, and after that you can use driver dot close. And once you are coming out of the for loop and out of the set, you can switch to like driver dot switch to window parent window. So this is the way you can handle multiple windows, and you can explain the code or the way how to do it if they ask in practical. So now question number 3, how do you handle alerts and pop-ups in Selenium? So Selenium provides the alert interface, and using this alert interface we can handle the alerts and the pop-ups in Selenium. So what we can do is we can specify alert is equals to driver dot switch to alert function, and using this alert we can use specific functions like alert.accept to click on OK, and then alert.dismiss if you want to cancel the pop-up, and we can also use .send keys function like alert.send keys and specify the text or something to handle the prompt alerts. How do you handle drop-downs in Selenium? So another important question and very much asked in the interviews. So it can be answered like this way. So we use the select class to handle drop-downs. Now how we can use using the code, so we can specify in this way, like select drop-down equals new select function, and in that select function you can specify like the driver.find element by id or by xpath, whatever. And now this drop down variable you can use for specific functions like select by visible text, or you can also use select by index, and also you can use select by value. So with select by visible text is when you want to use some text to handle the drop downs. So here is specified India. If there is an index 1 2 3 4 5 7 9, so those index values you can use to handle the drop downs. So in that case you will be using select by index. And if there is any select by value also, you can use the select by value function in the interviews, which is how do you handle dynamic web elements in Selenium. So a very important question, and it will be asked for sure in the Selenium interviews. So it can be answered in this way, like dynamic elements often have changing IDs or attributes. In that case we can use XPath with contains, and then also we can use XPath with starts with, and also we can use some CSS selectors which does this partial matches. Now what XPath with contains you can use, so as you can specify the code snippet, it's mentioned like driver.find element, you specify the XPath, and then in the XPath if you check like by.xpath, and this is the syntax for contains, like double slash input contains, like double slash input third bracket open contains, and within the second bracket you can specify the ID and close the brackets, and then use dot send keys or dot click whatever. Now the second way is XPath with starts with. So this is also very much useful for handling any dynamic web elements or some elements which constantly changes. So this is like starts with. So the syntax is by.xpath double slash button third bracket open starts hyphen with, and then you specify ID login or something, and then you close all the brackets, and then you do a double like dot click or dot send keys whatever. Now the third one is a CSS selector. So you can use CSS selector, like suppose driver.find element, you specify by.css selector, and you specify it like this way, like input then ID star, or like class star or name star equals to the attribute, and then you close all the brackets, and then you can use dot send keys or dot click whatever. Subscribe to Unlimited Automation for more such interview questions, automation related topics, and also funny corporate memes and other shorts. Thank you.